Sinfonia Tamesa is made up of people who studied music at university, and now a lot of people who work inside the music industry, but they want to get together to make music in an orchestral setting of the highest quality and also to have a lot of fun. The concert on the 1st of April, it's all British music, some of which will be very familiar to people. Elgar's Enigma Variations, one of the greatest orchestral works I think of all time. And we're pairing it with the music of Malcolm Arnold, 2 works, the Flourish for Orchestra, and then his much more substantial 7th Symphony. The story goes that Elgar came home from a long day's work, I think he'd been teaching, and was just sat at his piano, sort of staring out the window a little bit and just jamming, and his fingers fell on the keys with this little tune. And his wife said, she was just listening in the next room, said, "God, that's a beautiful tune. Why don't you could do something with that?" And he did. Enigma Variations, a lot of the music is either in G minor, or it's in C minor, or in C major. But Nimrod is in this key, which is E flat major. I think to hear Nimrod in the context of the whole piece, it does form a kind of natural break in the music. You can't play on after Nimrod, everyone just has to kind of stop and think about the world for a minute or two. As well as the serenity of Nimrod, you've got huge excitement, you've got movements that are really fast, energetic. There's even a dog, there's a bulldog, and of course there's the Enigma itself. So there are 14 short sections of music in Enigma Variations, and the 13th, which is titled Romance, is the only one where in the score there aren't initials of someone's name, there are just 3 stars. I feel that Malcolm Arnold's music isn't getting as much recognition as it should.
This is really a symphony that revels in music as physical sound. It's a very overwhelming piece. It uses a lot of loud, orchestral tutti. I think the thing about the 7th is it is much more elemental. It's much more about the force of sound. There are some lovely bits of melody in it. But of course his use of ciphers for his family members also means that he's having to use perhaps a more arbitrary selection of notes than you would choose if you were trying to write a really lovely tonal melody.
I think that to hear this music live is an absolute treat, and actually performances of Malcolm Arnold's 7th Symphony are extremely thin on the ground, sadly.
I think he's really trying to make a physical experience here. He's really trying to overwhelm people. It's something that I think live will be quite overwhelming. I've never heard this symphony live, and Piers Burton Page, the broadcaster, actually said about this symphony that it needs to be heard live because it unleashes elemental forces that you just can't hear on a recording.